introduce yourself to the world, everyone who's watching. You know, I'm tempted to introduce you, but I'm going to let you have the floor. We all know this is where you, this is you.
This is a big deal.
This is a big deal for both of us. So introduce yourself, and kind of let people know what's going on. Why are you sitting in this chair?
Why am I smiling?
Why?
Well, my name is Alicia Monique Blanco, and I am the reigning Miss Arizona USA. I love saying that.
This is very true.
And this guy right here has a lot to do with why I am Miss Arizona USA. And I'm also now next in line for the Miss USA crown. I was second runner-up. So should Miss USA win the title of Miss Universe, then I will become Miss USA. So
that's a nice ring to it.
How exciting!
That feels good.
Top 5 in the nation.
That's incredible. So before we get into all of your success story, I mean, you're big time now. You know, tell them a little bit about before you even won the Arizona pageant. What, you know, brief them, not just about us. Give them some cliff notes about, you know, have you been doing pageants all your life? What's been going on? Just let them know.
Well, you know, my story, I never did pageants. I never modeled. I never had any experience in a swimsuit and heels. That was never even a mere thought of mine. I was actually dared into doing Miss Arizona USA, never having stepped foot inside of a gym, never even considering the idea of eating healthy. You know, I'm 100% Latina. I'm surrounded by the works on a daily basis. You got the tortillas, the guacamole, the fajita, I mean everything under the rainbow.
Yeah, I bet.
That's part of my culture. So I never thought I needed to work out. I've always been thin. I've had nicknames from Daddy Longlegs to Green Giant and Olive Oil. Did you ever watch Popeye the Sailor Man?
I did.
That was my nickname, Olive Oil. So I've always been skinny, and I've always been insecure with how skinny I was. But that didn't mean I was healthy. There's a huge difference between being, you know, quote unquote.
So do you feel
skinny.
they were like negative comments?
Yeah. Oh, people make fun of me all the time.
How funny how it's come full circle. So now the cliche of beauty in the United States, you're up at the top. So that's kind of funny.
Right.
But go
so
ahead,
I mean, like I would eat whatever I wanted and never work out, and I didn't feel healthy. That's the key. Until I was dared into doing Miss Arizona USA in 2008. That's when I initially just stepped foot inside the gym for the very first time. I had known you and always watched you and admired your work ethic and how you take it very seriously. So I came to you and was working out for the first time in my life.
Right. So we started. So you did well though your first pageant, right?
First runner-up. So second place, and that was the year that I was dared. Never thought I'd even place. So I thought if I can do well in my very first attempt, I mean, this just must be something that I'm meant to do. I'm going to pursue it again next year, and I did. And the rest is history. I won and had your help, and second place at Miss USA.
Yeah. Okay. So give them quick cliff notes of prior to you winning the Arizona pageant. You were runner-up the year prior, and then that year when you were preparing for the Arizona pageant, of course you hadn't won that title yet.
Right, I hadn't won yet.
What was that preparation like? Let them know a little bit about that, because the reason why I have because I know how much of an event it was.
It really was. There's a lot of pressure because I was second place. I was the girl coming back. Everyone was watching me and expecting me to do well. I could only go up from there. If I didn't get first runner-up again or win, I failed. Right. But that's not what it was about for me. Yes, I wanted to win. I mean, who doesn't want that crown and that sash and that title? But for me, it was about feeling good, feeling presentable, feeling proud of who I was, and showcasing that to the audience. So that's why I needed your help. So that was a huge event.
Let them know. We want the viewers to know.
You really want them to know?
They want to know.
Oh, you want them to know?
What were those workouts like preparing for the Arizona? Not the USA so much, but for the Arizona. First time you were running those sprints and you were doing.
Randy,
let them know. Don't be nasty.
I don't want to scare them, but it wasn't.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Give them a clip. What was it like? Especially your first week and then getting into the middle.
It was really hard. I cried.
It was a whole lot of emotions.
You were not my best friend.
It's love. It's love.
It was really hard coming from someone who I'm just so new to training and so new to working out and eating. That was my number one. But yes, the sprints and the stadiums and the squats and doing everything the right way. Because I was training on my own before I met Randy, thinking I'm doing it the right way and holding those dumbbells and squatting. Nope, I was doing it wrong. So it was more so doing it the right way, the proper form, that really slapped me in the face.
So we had you doing those sprints, and I remember those was, oof. That was great though. So obviously you go on and you win the Arizona.
And then that was the best. I could say that was the best night of my life.
That was a great night.
I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it.
It was a great night. Of course I was front row. I was all over the place. It was
You
emotional
cried.
because it wasn't the culmination of she won, and that was great, but it was the process.
It's
It's
the
the journey.
process, the journey.
It's kind of a metaphor for life. It was definitely the process, and I shared that with her, and I was honored to share that with her, and that's why I guess it was so emotional for me.
Very
But I was so happy for
When
us.
I won, it was like my mom had won, my dad won, Randy won. It
Yeah,
wasn't just
that's
my
great.
crown. It was everyone who had put in their time, the sweat and the tears and the lunges with me. So
You had a lot of support at
I
that.
did.
So
Nothing
so you
greater.
win the Arizona, and that's incredible. And now you're in history, and there's you're on that list forever. So you're preparing for the USA's. What's your mind? What is your frame of thought? What are you thinking going in, saying, I'm going to the Donald Trump USA pageant
Crazy.
on NBC, Planet Hollywood? What are you thinking? Are you thinking, do you have a chance? What were your thoughts? Were you intimidated? What were you thinking?
every girl wants to win. Every girl wants to believe that she
Mm-hmm.
can do it. But again, dared into doing Miss Arizona, I
Right.
thought for sure there's no way I'll do well on a national level. I mean, I knew I deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I'd worked just as hard as any other girl there. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, it's a telecast.
Right.
And I knew that the big states were going to do well. They always
Mm-hmm.
do. Arizona rarely places in the top 15, let alone the top 10, the top
That is
5.
very true.
So I went in thinking, Lord knows I want it,
Right.
but I know that I have the chip stacked up against
Right.
me. So they're going to make the top 15, and that was, I felt like I won then.
Mm-hmm.
That was, wow, I could go home happy. Well, it wasn't time to pack my bags just yet, because then I made top 10, got in my evening gown, and felt like a
Yes.
princess, felt like, gosh, all my hard work has really paid off. And thought that was it. I thought for sure I'm Miss Universe now. I made top 10.
Top 10 is a big deal.
It is.
The top 10 is definitely a big deal.
Yes.
When you're in the top 10, are thoughts going down? Because obviously the percentage is lowering that maybe
Mm-hmm.
you might get it. Are you ever thinking, could I be in the top 5? I mean, did it cross your
No.
mind when you hit the top 10, or is it like kind of, oh, I got this now?
Oh
Is
no,
that how you
I
thought? No.
never, not for one second, thought I had it in the bag. No.
Okay.
I think that's what the judges saw in me, though. They saw that
Mm-hmm.
I had the longevity because I was humble and I was just having a good time. Bottom
Humility,
line,
yeah.
whatever happened, if I got eliminated in that round, I would have still walked away saying,
Right.
top 10 in Miss USA.
Yeah,
I'm on national
right.
television. Who knows who's watching? God is good. That's all I kept thinking. So we're standing there in the top 10 after we've all done our evening gown presentation, and then they call me Arizona. I'm like, oh my God.
So now let's paint a picture for them. They call you in the top 5.
Yes.
I'm running
You're a
around.
mess.
The security's looking for me. I'm all over the place. They're saying, get that guy.
Get him.
So you're in the top 5. When you were in that top 5, did you just say, you know what, this is just surreal. I'm just.
At
Did
that
you
point, I
think
feel like-
maybe I could climb a little bit, or did you just say I'm happy?
I'm happy. Again, at top 15, I'm happy.
Right.
Top 10, I'm ecstatic. Top 5, am I even alive right now? I was just on my own little zone. I can't go back and tell you how I felt in that moment because I was just numb. I was just in shock that
Right.
there's only 5 women right now in the country who could say they are top 5 at Miss USA, and I'm one of them. Kind of surreal.
Yeah. So take all the viewers and take everyone down from 5 until you were second runner-up.
Like I said, I was numb.
Yeah.
Numb the
So
whole
you
time.
didn't. I was probably getting ready to.
I know my
I
aunt
was a mess.
fainted. My aunt had fainted when I made top
There was a lot of
15.
people around me who were all over the place
I mean, it was
on
a
Team
big
Alicia.
deal.
It was crazy.
I was against these professional girls who have been training for this their entire lives, okay?
And so a lot of those girls had been doing pageants since they were
Since they
knee
could
high.
walk.
Right.
Had their first tooth and they're
Right.
up there.
And this was your what, third pageant?
my third pageant ever.
That's
Ever.
crazy.
So, like I said, I felt like I had won already for us, regardless. I mean,
Right,
the
right.
fact that my whole family was there just to support me as Miss Arizona, whether or not I even made the top 15, to me felt like I already am Miss USA, regardless of the outcome tonight.
Right.
So there I am again, top 5. Whatever happens, it's in God's plan.
Right.
So I knew, and I remember, the only thing I could tell you, Randy, that I do remember.
What do you remember?
When I was in top 5, I just said, God, I had a prayer. I was like, God, if this is what you want for me, then I'm ready. But if not, don't give me that crown. Please give the crown to the girl who's meant to win tonight. That's all I remember. And then I remember being called second runner-up. So that just, to me, was God saying,
Right.
this isn't for you. You did
Right.
great, but there's something bigger for you. So I'm
And
excited to see
being
what that is.
being there, when they went from 5 to second runner-up, being nervous is it was really hard to explain. But I was very emotional. But I remember seeing you on stage and just thinking who you're going to be able to inspire. I was just thinking, I was already just plodding away, and